done, Suns fan. You've finally done it. You've ruined the broadcast. Take it away. Don't ruin the game. Bye.
Thank goodness. I love to ruin things. Cinderin, welcome to game number 1 between Heroic and MOUZ Sports. Wait, are they MOUZ Sports or just MOUZ?
They're just MOUZ now, but I've infected you because I've called them MOUZ Sports like 3 times this event already. I mean, it's just, it's an old org, you know? Old habits die hard.
Yeah, you were part of their storied history?
Yeah, back in 2013.
Would you say that roster was successful?
So-so, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Wait, what roster was Kabop on?
MTW, 2012.
Yeah.
You hope you were going to get me with that one, huh? You thought you were going to activate trauma again. Let's see if this is going to be a split. It looks like a 2-for-2 split. So even start on the runes. So what I was going to say was I am very much in agreement with everything they talked about in the panel. I think I'm looking at a Heroic draft this game where they get some good lane matchups. The Viper into Dragon Knight. I think Ember into Storm is usually just a wash. And in the bot lane, they should also be A-okay on a bat. And so some of the MOUZ games we have cast so far, MOUZ does very well early on and builds a lead. And then sometimes they run it out to victory. Sometimes they don't manage. We saw against PARIVISION, the games were pretty one-sided yesterday, win or lose.
Yep.
I think this is the type of game where my biggest concern for MOUZ is damage. Because I'm looking at a support duo that doesn't really do very much damage. Warlock plus Spirit Breaker is... They play very different roles as well. Spirit Breaker is a great skirmisher and catch, but Warlock really only plays teamfight. And if you want to force down the teamfight, you've got MARS, you've got Warlock, you have those abilities, but the damage is mostly going to come from a carry Dragon Knight who needs to get there first. On the other side, you have tanky heroes with a Baton and Viper, plus the shield, and an elusive mid-hero. I just foresee in the mid-game that it's going to be tricky for MOUZ to execute, but like Gunnar was talking about, one logical way of getting there is playing heavily around enabling Storm, and Spirit Breaker could potentially do that. So, we'll see.
Yeah, Devi already getting super low. The Fatal Bond's ticking him out. Is he dead? He is. He just stuck around so long to take additional attacks. And that's going to be first blood for Kiori. So you're talking about these supports on the side of MOUZ potentially not having the damage, but if they get over-leveled, then you won't really have that issue.
That's the level 2 timing right there in this lane as well. The reason they could go for that kill. They got level 2 first, and they pounce immediately. So well done there to MOUZ. A good start in a lane that I was not expecting them to find a single kill in. So this is already way better than theory, I would say, for DK and Warlock to kill Viper level 1.
I mean, the only thing I can think of that is somewhat, I wouldn't even say it's fearsome, but the Fatal Bonds and the Breathe Fire and a bunch of creeps can do a lot, but you're right, it's not exactly the craziest combo.
And this is definitely looking like a good start for MOUZ. All 3 lanes, they have good CS. As a matter of fact, Mars with 8 denies.
That's a full Basilius, though, killed off on that courier, so that's going to delay things on the side of MOUZ.
This is a rare sight. Mars has 8 denies. Quite unusual, so really good start down here in bottom lane as well for MOUZ, which is funny considering just looking at on paper, once again, the matchups, like, would you think Mars would fare well in the first 4 waves against Jakiro Abaddon? I don't know. Well, I guess pulling waves can go a long way.
Yeah, Boom definitely off to a nice start. Starting to grow his hair out, much like our favorite hairdo in the business, Nightfall.
You always find a way to bring him into every tournament, even if we don't cast him.
When you have a mop on your head, it's hard not to talk about it. It looks pretty good on Boom, though, I have to say. As he's getting a bit harassed under the tier. This is basically solo experience, though, so he's going to be very happy with this. As KJ is going to force Yamich to go to the south. No Lotus available, but does have his charge to get away if needed.
Gunnar was saying that Whisper has been struggling a little bit in the mid lane in certain matchups, and we're seeing it here. I would say on paper, Storm does not win the lane this hard until minute 4. So it just outplays mid one, just out-executing Whisper in that laning stage. And I personally think in this tournament, out of all the heroes Whisper has played, I actually think his worst performance was on Ember, which was yesterday. He has played so many different heroes and had a lot of incredible games, but the Ember didn't really impress me that much, both in terms of the laning and in the overall game. So Maybe a little bit.
Oh, he actually TP's back to the tower.
Oh,
is this enough damage with the Fatal Bonds? Kaori, he might get you right click. He's stuck around again. And now he has to walk back. And look at all this XP losing under the tower. Oh, man, you could not have scripted a more horrifying death for Heroic.
Crystallis going to save his courier with a Dragon Tail there. And this is... Oh, Yuma maybe in?
He's going to get charged at half HP already. Boom.
Okay.
Doesn't have much left in the tank.
And this is why it's always a bit dangerous to jump to conclusions after the draft, because you also need to play the game. And so far, MOUZ just had better breakfast. Like, I will 100% stand by what I've said and what the panel said, that this early game and the laning overall should be, if nothing else for Heroic, it should be a draw. And they're just getting owned. So this is really good news for MOUZ, especially, I would say in particular, mid one having this good of a laning stage could prove to be quite impactful. It's a game where Storm's targets aren't the easiest ones to kill, but it's obviously one of the most snowbally mids. So getting a good lane and getting a faster Kaya, for example, or whichever way he wants to go will be very important.
You were talking about Whisper, and his issue is he just picked too traditional of a mid.
Yeah.
When he picks a crazy mid, he dominates.
Yeah.
These other mid laners, they don't know how to deal with.
What would you have wanted him to last pick here? He saw all the enemy heroes. That's probably banned.
I have to look at the draft. I can't just answer that question.
Yeah.
You know? I'm not an analyst.
And don't bring it up.
Okay. Thanks, Cinderin.
Time for a rune.
Yeah, 6-minute power
Schofield
rune.
should get this if it's top, but actually, is he yielding?
Oh, mid one. He's going to get Searing Chains, but pops. Has the regen available. Was that a Lotus or a Wand? I guess it was the Wand here. It's enough for him to get away, and of course, the perfect rune to get back into the fray.
I think he might have also still had a Fairy Fire. I'm not sure if he was laning with that, but a lot of mid laners buy Fairy Fire on basically every hero to start.
That was Heroic's opportunity to try to equalize this mid lane, but now it's just going to get worse. A lot of pressure to Whisper. Nice dodge on the charge. He's going to take a bash nonetheless, though. Mid one. Well, regen is running out.
Yeah, he wants to leverage it until before he fills up fully, so he just has to go there, and that was obviously a great trade. He managed to take 600 HP off of the Ember at basically no resource cost. So now, okay, Whisper's finally going to get his 6, and this is immediate call to base, so he can go mid. Now, the problem about this for him is now he has shown his hand to mid one. He can't rotate now. Defensively, he can't TP, so there's the option now for mid one to make a move in either side lane, knowing that Whisper cannot respond. And look at that. Immediately goes for it by the looks of it. At least thinking about finding an angle down bottom. In turn, though, maybe this will be a bit too obvious for Yuma. You know, Whisper's already cutting the mid wave, and the tower is going to get hit by this creeps. So, yeah. It could have been cool if mid one pulled that off immediately, but you got to, you know, just take the loss and get back to lane. Slightly wasted time, but it's all right.
3 members of Heroic on the top side of the map, as Yuma will be in the jungle for a bit. Man, it feels like they're sharing a lot of XP with heroes that desperately need XP. Devi still level 4 on the Viper.
That's the biggest concern for me for Heroic, is Devi's game is this bad.
8 minute. Searing Chains on the mid one. The zip in. Whisper. Well, looks like the rune is top. Mid one with about half mana. It's a shield rune. He's going to zip for it, and mid one does get it. Man, he's getting everything that he wants. Whisper using most of his mana to try to contest, and even KJ being nearby.
The Schofield had ample opportunities to just walk over there and take the rune.
Yeah,
he was hovering the area for a good 10 seconds, but wanted to leave it for Whisper. It comes back to bite them. 3K lead. Now, as we were talking about, in the series yesterday against PARIVISION, there was one game where MOUZ had a lead similar to this. Oh, hang on. Whisper is kind of dry.
Yep, dual breath. Okay, mana being drained pretty heavily onto mid one, attempting the TP.
Oh.
Will actually just cancel it himself and attempt to walk away. Rocket Flare will slow him along with the dual breath. He's in a lot of trouble now, as Kaori making his way over, and mid one changing directions, but That is going to be a very big kill for Heroic. It's for the supports, though, as Schofield now getting charged. This will be the sacrifice, but he'll take... Ooh, nice ice path. But Yamich and company eventually will find this. Will take a while, though. Even Crystal is showing up.
Yeah, I think, ironically, there mid one, if he hadn't tried to TP first, if he had just walked, he might have actually lived. Those 2 seconds or a second and a half that he started channeling that gave Clockwork enough time to connect. The reason he canceled the TP was that he saw the writing on the wall was that he was going to get hit by another cog. So he just tried to walk it off. But fortunately for the side of MOUZ, I think this is a mistake that's okay in terms of like the overall game state doesn't really change that much with this Storm Death.
Now they get the charge from Yamich. On to Whisper. Now he's stuck inside the cogs. That's a dead cow for sure. And Heroic taking any kills they can get at this point. Being down 3K. Schofield. Well, he spots Kaori, who's out of mana.
Should be fine. Unless, I mean, he will pull him in.
Have the cogs. No battery assault for 5, though. So just
being annoying here.
Extra harassment.
So what I was saying was, in the series against PARIVISION yesterday, we had one lead of this kind at 10 minutes of this nature for MOUZ, where they stomped the game, and then we had one where it came, they lost in the mid game to, that was game 1, where they were playing against the Faceless Void with a mid Prophet on mid 1. I feel like the way in which this game is constructed, we talked about it, a lot about it from the perspective of, okay, if the early game goes the, I would say, expected way,
yeah.
How MOUZ's lineup interacts. Now that it went well, there's a lot of potential that every single potential problem I listed is actually going to be just overruled by itemization. Just even a few thousand gold lead at 1500 at 15 minutes can make a really big difference. Hang on, Yamich. Well, nice charge away. I had access to a creep there.
That's fine. I mean, looking at the net worth, you can see that Whisper has actually caught up on farm with mid 1. So that one death for mid 1, very costly.
It is good to get the Ember online for sure, but Viper and Abaddon still massively trailing. And from the perspective of Heroic, obviously their lineup isn't like super eager to make a lot of plays necessarily. Viper and Abaddon are both pretty slow at moving around. They like when fights come to them, or if they can go through the gate and hit at a tower.
No,
that might be exactly what's happening.
Chaos offering used. There's the arena as well. The spear device, super dead. This is 4 members of MOUZ ready to go. Gonna get the tier 1 as well.
Nice tasty victory feast there for the whole squad.
Yeah, true.
Bye-bye tower. I think this is, to me, this is the most important thing for MOUZ out of all the positives in this game, is that Crystallis is having an insane start on DK in a game where his hero got first picked and technically should be quite countered.
Yeah, true.
There's a Photic Shield against his stun, there's Viper against him in lane and in game, and he's 2k up on the Viper, so now you can itemize against Viper to solve that problem.
Just fine. Kaori, not so much, though. He will be picked off by Heroic.
Still got the tower, though. I think MOUZ are okay with this. Get a 4-man rotation to trade your 5 for a tower, but maybe Schofield finds a bonus kill.
Yep, good spear from Boom, but the Ice Path will stun him, and the cogs come out as Whisper, KJ, everybody grouping up. They desperately want even a Viper Strike. All right. Well, relatively low cooldown for an ult. The Divide desperately needs as much farm as he can get. I mean, in terms of heroes that can come back in the game after a rough start, is Viper on that list at all, or would they struggle?
It's more on that list than it used to be when you play this Caustic Bath build. I think the problem for old Viper was, this is like pre-facets even, was when your laning stage went poorly, your farming speed and your overall impact in the game never really caught up. He should be okay here. He has one more run then.
Is the stun coming in from the side, but the nice Searing Chains is going to stop Yamich in his tracks. Roche wondering what the hell's going outside his pit. Schofield will get bashed into the corner of the terrain here. Macropyre used, and there finally comes the arena. Where's the follow-up? The stun onto you. He's going to pop that ult to get out of it immediately as mid 1. Looks like Schofield is the first to fall here. And Boom now gets to the low ground. And Yamich, oh, nice stun onto 2, though, from the Jakiro as KJ running out of steam, but they get the Mars, and they'll get Yamich as well in all likelihood. Picking down to that Spirit Vessel, but Yeah, one more slight does it for Whisper. A double kill. And now he's top net worth of his team.
We haven't actually talked about this at all. Whisper is playing a relatively uncharacteristic Ember build this game. Most of the players we've seen go 4-1-4 and playing with Chain Gang. But Whisper is playing the double impact with maxed out Slight and Chains. This is more of like, let's say, the standard older way of playing Ember. Pre-facets, nobody, or most of the time you wouldn't go max Flame Guard, but rather focus a bit more on this like long-range spam of Slight and Chains. It's an interesting choice here, right? It's not inherently obvious why this would not be a good Flame Guard game. Into Storm, into Spirit Breaker. And perhaps this is a part of the reason that he suffered as much in the lane as he did, is when you make this choice, you just don't have as much staying power against the Storm. So I wonder what the line of thinking was here, why this is not the Flame Guard game. Perhaps the overall communication was, we need Ember to do more like consistent long-range damage, and he can't commit in as much? I don't know.
Yeah, tough to say.
Oh, this would be a big find. Mid one.
Searing Chains with the Spirit Vessel. Viper Strike on top. Hook shot.
Nice kill.
And the whoop, the zip. Rocket Flare missed, but mid one does fall to devise damage over time. That was pretty close.
Gonna get the tower, too.
All right, Heroic showing some signs of life. As KJ will fall to Yamich in that mid-section of the map. It'll be a trade, though. Whisper seems to be everywhere at this point of the game.
It's actually insane how far ahead Crystallis is on CS. He's doubling up a bad.
I mean, he's basically
15 minutes.
He's basically the lead for MOUZ.
How is this the result of laning against Viper Clock?
Well, when Viper dies at level 1.
It's just so alien to me that this was even a possibility. I would think in order to stomp the top lane this hard, they would need Spirit Breaker rotations, but they just won it so convincingly with
when Viper's
Warlock.
not in your lane, Cinderin,
Yep.
he had to walk back that early. That is game losing potentially.
Still, for Heroic, you've kind of stemmed the bleeding now. Like, we've been at about 3K for give or take 6 minutes, so it hasn't really grown for MOUZ. But as you said, Crystallis is the big lead, and
there's been a lot of dead net worth on Yuma, who just picked up the Sacred Relic.
Yeah. I think you... Oh, hang on.
Hookshot bot lane. Boom.
Assistance is on route.
Arena is placed, and here comes Crystallis, the top net worth in the game. Spear connects. That's going to be an easy kill onto the Clockwork, and now Yuma, already with that borrowed time, brought back thanks to the ult from the Spirit Breaker, and now he is dead as well. Whisper was getting gone on, but they're going to focus on the supports now instead. A Macro Pyre doing a decent amount of damage to Boom, but it's not enough. So 3 dead for Heroic as MOUZ. Well, they've increased their lead. They've almost doubled it from that one fight.
That seemed like a really good read from MOUZ as well. They were kind of baiting their Mars out while they were gating. So they thought Heroic were coming for him, and they get a great punish. A 3-for-0 exchange, and look at those damage numbers from Crystallis. This is what a farm Dragon Knight does if he just gets to stand and deliver the whole time. And all of my primary concerns for MOUZ in this game are kind of gone based off the fact that Crystallis' game is this good. Because I was expecting him to have a tough time, and then I had damage issues as my primary concern. Don't have any of those anymore. Even though you're countered somewhat by the Viper, if you're this far ahead, you can itemize your way out of the trouble and still truly carry this game. I think the matchup for DK against Abaddon in like the carry sense is also good. Abaddon is a good utility against you because he can remove your stun and you're a hard target to kill. When you get to late game, I think the Dragon Knight just overwhelms you, unless it goes like really late and Abaddon gets to his like ultra form where I genuinely don't know if there's a... Oh, hang on. Again, boom. Are we just going to see a repeat?
Oh yeah, possibly.
No Arena this time.
HP, though, they will likely have the damage to finish the job, but the Chaotic Offering comes in with the Fatal Bonds. Mid one assassinates KJ in the meantime, so it's a 1-for-1 to start. Whisper extremely low, and the charge does hit Crystallis there as well. So punishment coming for Heroic, despite getting a good kill onto Boom. It's going to cost them 3 members. Schofield, the classic, creating a little bit of space here, making his death elongated, but the death does come.
Mid one now, getting the item for Storm, or at least one of them. Kaya Sanj is a mega upgrade. Now has 25% mana cost, mana loss reduction, which of course there's like a handful of heroes in Dota this item is, I'm not going to say mandatory on, but almost always picked up, and out of all of them, Storm might be the one that utilizes the absolute best. So this is a big timing for him. It's going to give him a lot more damage in fights. It's going to make his farming a lot more efficient, so he can truly start scaling. And I guess in this game with the matchups that you have, I don't think you have to buy BKB necessarily. He could go really big here. Starting on Yuma.
Yeah, well, he has the Radiance. He's going to get slowed by the Upheaval. Yamich there. They're going to pop the borrowed time, and maybe that's it. But Yuma, or Whisper, I should say.
Oh, I don't know about this hook in.
Boom, along with Schofield, the hook shot. They even used the Viper Strike as well.
Oh,
that is a dead Mars. Not having that passive at his disposal. Didn't even get off the Arena.
How did he not cast Arena there? Did he get animation canceled like 4 times in a row by Battery Assault? The cast point of that is definitely low enough, so he must have timed it pretty poorly. Or just, he was also turning his hero. I think he was looking for different arena angles as he was getting jumped and then ends up not getting it off at all. All right, Heroic with a little bit of a...
Yeah, it's a lot of stuns.
punch back. But that's every Clockwork kill breakdown, I suppose. But it's weird. I don't know, he was maybe looking for a quote-unquote perfect arena. I think it's better to just get it off there, like some sort of arena. Maybe you live because Viper can't hit you.
Yeah, not exactly the highest cooldown ult either.
Yeah. All right, MOUZ are not going to be too phased by it, though. They're going to immediately make a move of their own. Schofield, it's a multiple of 7, so time to do Schofield things. He has done this more than any player this tournament, ×2, just trying to steal them.
Trying to put somebody on the cliff as well.
MOUZ will
the opportunity. Has his shard, actually. Well, able to get to the other side as Yuma already popping that borrowed time, but reinforcements have arrived. Chrysalis would be such a big kill for... How does that ice path hit? That did not look proper at all. As Schofield, again, delaying the inevitable. Takes a while. Very annoying here for the kill.
Upheaval jetpack looks really funny. Like walking in the air. They do get him eventually. Whisper. Speaking of Kaya Sanj, will try to match the Storm in this aspect. Not sure how much I like that in this game for Ember right now, but maybe you kind of... It is a feels good item for sure. But there are a couple of pretty dangerous things that I think other players would want to go Lincolns for here. You're playing against Dragon Tail, Spirit Breaker. Against Spirit Breaker, if you see him coming, you can usually just outplay him with Slide Chains or just jump away. But, you know, if... Say Yamich is to get a Shadow Blade after the Lotus Orb, or if you were... Maybe the reason he's not going Lincoln is that they can see that Yamich isn't going Shadow Blade. So, I don't know. It's probably okay, but Whisper has to be a bit careful not to overstay his welcome in fights. Man, he is so low on CS. That's crazy.
Well, hook shot. Find Kaori. Reinforcements may be coming, though, in the form of mid-1, but they've lost the Warlock already. There's the Arena, only onto 1, though. So support for support as Whisper, Electric Vortex into the charge. Do they have the stun lock? Yes. Whisper down and out. That's the big kill of the fight. As KJ likely the collateral.
This is actually such a cool synergy between Mars and Storm. It didn't even cross my mind until now.
Oh,
let's see if
they have
gets
the
out.
vision. Yeah, easy cancel the TP. This is going to turn into 4 kills now for the MOUZ side. As Divide forced to just fight his way out, but it's not to be. Oh, this is taking a lot longer than I thought. He has the ice armor as well. He's actually going to live as Yuma shows up with the Aphotic Shield. What the?
Chrysalis couldn't attack him. He had minus 144 attacks.
Yeah, that Aghanim Scepter is pretty crazy. Dragon Tail again from Chrysalis. Wants to continue the fight. He's going to get Yules, though. Schofield puts him inside the cogs, and now Chrysalis has to BKB and try to retreat as Yamich thinking it over as well. Spear onto 1. This fight's very weird for MOUZ now as Heroic want to try to capitalize as the BKB is now out for the DK. Gets the blink, though. And it looks like the sacrifice again is going to be Kaori. Still has that chaotic offering, but obviously not wanting to use it in that situation. Mid-1. And it looks like the fight breaks up here. That was maybe some miscommunication on the MOUZ side.
I think maybe Chrysalis should have BKB to kill the Viper. But it really doesn't feel like it feels bad, right? But the ultimate outcome of it, he has to use it anyway in retreat.
Yeah.
This is big for the side of Heroic, getting the first Roche of the game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'll be there. What I was going to say earlier as well, it's a cool synergy that didn't cross my mind until now, the Mars plus Storm. When you kill heroes inside of Victory Feast, it also gives mana, right? So if Storm and Mars together jump a hero and kill it, Storm restores 15% of his max mana, which is a lot.
Yeah.
He gets like 250 mana. It's like using 1.5 Soul Ring for free whenever they kill a hero. So it can keep mid one snowballing the fights a little bit extra. Speaking of Mars, he's now on the receiving end again. Heroic are definitely bringing this game back quite a bit with that one sequence mid. Now they get the Roche and they get themselves some time. So not bad. Imagine this if MOUZ hadn't crushed the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, for
This game
sure.
would have looked very, very different. But Heroic are still making it look more than possible to bring this one back.
Down to a 5K lead now for MOUZ. Schofield looking for an opening. Rocket Flare. As Yamich will run into Divide, but the hook shot did come. It's going to cost him his life. Product Shield keep him alive a little bit longer. It's going to be a trade of supports again, but the Chaotic Offering this time did come about. Yuma, borrow time activated now on the retreat. Another strike onto Whisper. Not going to have the stun lock this time, though. Children giving him a good amount of HP. Ice Path finds the cow. And now the cow has died. Chrysalis with the BKB. Gonna try to get focus everything onto Devi instead this time. He has learned his lesson as the arena comes out. They take out Yuma and Devi in turn. So 2 cores dead for the Heroic side, as it's just Whisper with the Aegis still intact. They'd love to be able to burn it. Gets off the Remnant. That's gonna be life number 1. Clockwork being in to try to assist the spear into the trees, and down goes Whisper for real as the net worth lead explodes to 9K. Despite not having the Aegis, MOUZ completely crushed that fight.
They won it 6-1. No, 6-2, excuse me. Both supports died, but that was obviously an Aegis, so 2 lives. The second one did Whisper no good. I believe we actually saw it in that fight there as well. I'm going to keep an eye on this in the replay. Mid one just never ran out of juice. He just keeps fighting. So he gets this first kill, and now the 3-man arena coming in a moment. In, well, 10 seconds. Let him respawn first. Take it easy. It's going to make a big difference. At first, this doesn't look that promising from Yamich. He gets the ulti off, charges, and immediately gets shielded off on Whisper. But it does end up baiting out this fight. That is an ultimately excellent setup for an arena here.
Yeah, that was nice.
See, mid one gets in here. He gets double bonus from the Victory Feast. And that allows him to run down the final 2. I think they might actually not kill Ember if Mars didn't have the facet. Mid one got like 400 or 500 mana there that he needed to chase.
Well, that was a big kill again. Back-to-back deaths for Whisper. That is a yikes.
Yeah, his Embers just have not matched the quality, I would say, of his other heroes. And perhaps Whisper, or rather Heroic, should... If this game goes down the drain, as it looks like it ultimately is likely to at this point, might be one to shelve for the time being. He lost the lane quite handily. Oh, hang on. We haven't enough time.
Jumps in, and there is the arena from Boom, but that's a BKB from Devi going to mitigate all of it. I'm able to find the 1. As now Whisper is about to revive. A fortification already used. Damage done to the tier 3, but it will survive as MOUZ will retreat for the time being. Over 4 minutes until we know when Roche is up, so it's quite a ways away. I mean, at this stage of the game, is it even prudent to go high ground for MOUZ without a pick-off first?
I think it's kind of ill-advised to just brute force it. I don't think there's any reason to. You're also approaching some pretty big item. Storm is close to the Shiva's Guard, which is massive here. As we talked about, doesn't need to buy BKB necessarily. So you can get that high... Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Why? Why?
I cannot justify this purchase.
Wow.
Okay. Well...
Midas
I
or
guess,
Whisper.
I guess Whisper is like
28.
he has 100 CS minute 29, right? Like, look at this. He is so insanely far behind that maybe he's like, the only way I come back in this game is if we play 60 minutes, and I'm just gonna start investing now. But this is, I get the line of thinking, I just disagree, but, you know, maybe he just doesn't see any other way. So then, yeah, look, it's actually, his damage per gold is awesome. He's got high damage done, but he's 6,000 net worth behind the storm regardless. MOUZ will make quick work of this top tower. No interest from Heroic defending this.
Yeah, I would think, I mean, again, maybe this is playing not to lose, but something like a Mage Slayer is just the stopgap for now. Something you can actually afford while they are likely to try to go high ground. Like, the game might end in the next few minutes.
I think it's a good point. If what he's trying to do with the Midas is to go late and, you know, recover, the way you recover a game like this is by winning a singular fight. So if you feel like the game is in that dire straits anyway, if there's any 2K item you can buy that could swing it.
Yeah, well, Yuma, he jumps in, gets immediately dragon-tailed, and inside the arena, the ult has already popped for him as finally Chaotic Offering comes up, so Carrera doesn't really mind if he dies, and Whisper is actually the first core to fall. And just like that, that Midas not really helping out too much, as Yuma will be the next on the list. Divide the third core for Heroic to bite the dust. And honestly, wouldn't even be surprised with a GG coming out, but I guess we are still a ways away from getting these buildings taken out. But that was a disaster fight for Heroic again.
And this time it wasn't even that big of an arena. They just don't need it anymore. They're way too strong. So, yeah. This is going to be one side. Dragon Knight plus his fellow fire creature and a little bit of a cow. Actually, they might just be cooking Yamage between this Golem and Dragon Knight, but...
Yeah, that sounds delicious. The one set for them.
Any hero I would eat in Dota, it would probably be Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, I think so.
Very delicious. Oh, maybe they get a second. Oh, made one deep dive.
Whisper, Electric Vortex on him. There's the spear into immediate rebuke.
Oh, okay.
That is damage. And KJ will follow suit and immediately buy back. So
now they might not have to go back.
This is a 4 versus 5 potential defense. I mean, I don't know how they do this without the Ember. And that's 2 lanes now for the side of MOUZ. Tier 3 about to drop as well. And the nice arena with the double spear. Rebuke to follow Yuma. Borrow time goes off. Only so much time left in this game for him, though, as Devi right-click down into Oblivion. And Chrysalis brushes off the Viper Strike as they go for the good old-fashioned Megas, as there the GG gets called by the Heroic side. So MOUZ take game 1. And looking pretty good in the process.
I mean, this is a real feels-good win because it felt like you won it by...
All right, well, let's see how it works. I know we're not going to be talking to him for the last time. Let's get straight into the game and see how it's turning out.
Thank you. That's a lot of cursing. I didn't appreciate that, Sir Action Slacks.
Yeah, very crude person.
Yes, my goodness. Just so offended by the cursing. Anyway, game 2 here underway between MOUZ and Heroic, and as Slacks was and the panel talking about, the draft a bit wonky for the Heroic side, which could be good, could be bad.
Yeah. Well, last game we really liked it and it didn't quite work, so if we like it a bit less now, maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm kind of with Gunnar here, though. Okay, so hang on. Are they actually going to go for it this time? No, they're not going to. Oh, good bash.
Bashed. Devi's going to take a breathe fire, though, and the first blood goes to, I can't even read it in time.
Kaori and Crystalis.
Yeah, okay.
By less than half a second, they win the first blood.
That was so close. Poor Devi.
So, I think, so what Gunnar was pointing out, by putting the Centaur mid, you're effectively giving mid one a good laning stage, and Centaur is not really meant to pressure this very much. And at the same time, you're throwing the Viper offlane again, which you must really think will do well against the DK Warlock lane, in spite of last game going horribly. It's just, I was thinking, why not just swap the two, right? Like, you could put Viper mid against Ember. That should be a really good Viper lane, no? I think it should be one of the toughest matchups that Ember can have in mid lane out of any possible ones, except something like Huskar, which was banned. And Centaur offlane should be doing completely okay against DK Warlock. So this is just putting players on preferred heroes rather than what I think would be the conceptually stronger way of putting the lanes out. And like Caps was saying, we have 2 offlaners in our team. So surely they can both play Viper mid, right? If you really want Whisper on the Centaur, you could put him offlane and put Devi mid on Viper.
Yeah.
But I would rather just have had Whisper play the Viper mid, really pressure the Ember, and perhaps my read on that is wrong. Maybe with this Max Flameguard build, maybe you don't win the lane hard enough as Viper, but I feel like it should just be a free win lane. So it's a choice, it's a tempo thing. This way you get a faster 6 on Centaur. You probably get comparable farm to what you would in the offlane. But yeah, let's see how it goes this time around. At the very least, for Heroic, this time they traded their Viper rather than just losing him.
That's true.
So it is already a better start. And Devi now level 3.
Yeah, he was level 3 at 7 minutes last game. It felt
No,
like.
wait, was it 7 minutes?
I just made that.
Oh, I was like, that's...
That's hyperbole.
the fact that was a
Swashbuckle
possibility.
into the double crash as KJ. He's taking the brunt of the damage. Yamich on that support gyro. Looks like they're going to get the kill as Yamich does get traded in the end.
Wow, you found the one English word rhyming with Yamich, actually. That's impressive.
I don't know what I said.
You said he's taking a lot of damage.
Oh, yeah.
That's not like that.
Okay, good enough.
Spitting bars.
Yeah, you know me, big rap
I mean,
fan.
of course, it was by coincidence. You would never.
No, never.
You would absolutely. I can't think of anyone in the Dota scene that would be less likely to rap than you.
That's correct.
You were probably at the very bottom.
Yeah.
You only listen to the Bee Gees.
Oh, they're awesome, actually. Good choice. So Yuma on the TA this time around.
Yep.
And in terms of the mid lane, as we're going to see, again, Fatal Bond's doing quite a bit to divide, but they do take out Kaori, who's playing only Warlock this tournament, it feels like. It's a challenge that the management has given him beforehand, and he is fulfilling his contract.
Well, okay. What do you think is the smallest hero pool anyone has ever played and won an event?
I don't know.
Well, if you had to guess.
Maybe like 4.
Yeah, it's probably something like that. If Kaori wins this event, he might set a record.
Yeah.
I feel like he's played 3 heroes. Warlock, Jakiro, and that other guy.
Yeah, but the thing is, if they get really deep in the tournament, people will start banning it, you would think.
Yeah, Warlock's just one of those heroes that it never really feels worth it, you know?
Yeah, only time will tell if they get that far. So far, so good with the game #1 victory. And Chrysalis again on the Dragon Knight, so having a repeat performance. If he can repeat game 1, then Heroic are going to be in a lot of trouble because he farmed like a maniac.
Oh, his landing stage is already significantly worse. This time Devi is getting a grip on the... He's a full level ahead of him. Look at that XP discrepancy. It's actually quite a big deal.
Huh.
And it didn't even come at much of a cost. Spirit Breaker and Warlock are tied on XP as well. Of course, if there's any level discrepancy between Spirit Breaker and Clockwork, one of them will benefit. Oh.
Got his treads at least before the courier died. That would have been a pretty big disaster. Oh, nice cogs from KJ. Boom. Can't get off the shield crash as a result, and they're getting bullied out of lane as well. So Heroic, both top and bottom, not too shabby. In the mid lane, we can see the mid Centaur, 32 and 11 for Whisper, and mid 1 30 and 3, so pretty much a wash, which I think that is all you can kind of hope for a Centaur mid. He has a level advantage too, though. So
Yeah, the Centaur doesn't really convincingly win any mid lane, I think.
no.
But it also doesn't lose hard to very many matchups, so you're going to get your... Okay.
Oh, Stampede, boom, is dead. So Heroic really putting the pressure on at this early stage of the game. It feels like they were given a little talking to that they sucked in lanes in game 1, and guess what? It's the opposite now.
I mean, watching Caps in interviews, I could see him being very assertive after that game 1. He seems like a guy who would really...
Oh, Whisper getting ganked. Searing Chains is there with the Swashbuckle as well, so Boom making a rotation along with Yamich.
Damn, they brought 4 heroes for that play. I don't really think Boom was even necessary for that. Or, well, I'm convinced he wasn't, but he already had the TP going, so...
Yeah, he already wanted to tip, so...
Yeah.
Very important.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
7-minute
It's
wisdom's
like,
coming.
It's like the emptiest tip of all time. You 4-man gank the enemy mid, and then you tip him like, good job, dude. I mean, okay.
Okay,
What was he supposed to do?
As the cogs. Will he get it in time? No, the Swashbuckle is there just in time. So Boom secures it, and they'll get a kill on top of it now.
I would actually like a replay of this if we can get it. I think he could have got the wisdom if he attacked the cog that Pango was hitting there.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think if he gets a minor knockback stun, I think he was in range to hit the cog without leaving the circle. And Gyro couldn't get in there. So that's honestly, it's a really big deal if he gets this steal. And I think he actually had himself set up for a chance. But just standing in the circle there, quite do it. Let's see here. Because like, if you walk forward here and hit the cog before, I mean, this is the end of it. I think you can stand on the edge of the ring there and hit the cog once.
It would have been close, yeah. Maybe in range, maybe not.
By the way,
we'll never know.
What's done is done. And other empty statements you can make. Mid one playing
the bottom lane now.
Yeah, he's playing. He's like playing guard here for the tower. It's a kind of an interesting choice. DK is heading toward mid. And Crystal is with a
level 4 right now.
I mean, night and day to game 1. This feels so much better for Heroic, and it's like what Caps was saying in the interview. It was nice to hear that he had the same take that it sounded like we did overall, which was just we just dropped the ball. I mean, it's also easier to not complain about the draft when you're the guy drafting. But like he just said,
draft really sucked.
He just said we just didn't play well. Our lanes fell apart. It went significantly worse than it's supposed to. But they're not dissuaded by it. He said we're unstable. We're gonna have bad games sometimes, but this clearly shows that they believed in the draft that they had and just agreed that they played it poorly.
Yeah.
Since they're running some of the elements back and you're seeing the complete switch around in terms of overall outcome.
Honestly, when they were drafting, part of me felt like they might just run it back in general. Yeah. But then they banned the Mars, so they switched it up because, they just didn't play well. Totally different story here with the 1K lead early on for Heroic.
And they, in the last game, considering how bad of a position they were in after 10 minutes, they still kept it afloat quite well, I would say. So now that it's an even start or maybe even slightly favored for you, this could be very good news for Heroic. I don't know if you would agree with this. I feel like if I had to give the edge to either of these teams, if we're like 20, 25 minutes in, the game is even, I think Heroic will win more than half the games. I just think their late game execution, on average, has been better than MOUZ's. But MOUZ have done probably has been the better laning team, hands down. Like, I'm not even slightly unsure about that. They've just laned well in almost all of their games, but some of them they haven't been able to convert.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Whereas Heroic's mid-game has been very stable. Nice little play here against
good pressure on to the cow. TP, he's fine. As Boom will use the Rolling Thunder to get away. Kaori right now, level 5. I mean, he could have consumed the... Wait, how many charges does he have, actually, on the black? He has 2. That's enough, right? Yeah.
Yeah, should be good.
He could have technically gotten that kill, but it is for a Spirit Breaker, so maybe first ult of the game could be higher value than that.
I think he was significantly more likely to drop the Golem there if there was still the mid tower, right? Then he would have used it for that. But
yeah, that's true.
It's like you're dropping a Golem for support and there's no collateral. It's kind of meh.
All right, Devi, as we talked about, much better state than last game. Level 8 has the Helm Dom, and we'll be going for Aghanim Scepter next, which we saw some of the potential last game when I definitely thought he was dead in that one engagement.
Yeah.
Makes him very tanky.
I suppose the thing about this game is, now that the matchup against Dragon Knight is so much better, in the last game there was this one moment like you said, but there's still a ton of damage in this game from MOUZ that doesn't really care that much about the attack speed slow component.
That's
like
true.
Ember Slight Chains, Pango doesn't care. So you're only really getting that value against DK, but it's not really that big of a deal.
Yeah, just he'll be my BKB anyway, as there's the Viper Strike onto the support Gyrocopter, and there's the first chaotic offering of the game. Yuma, though, recipient of the Stampede, will get away safely as a result. Yamish the only to fall so far. KJ, he's certainly going to die here, surely to the Fatal Bonds, but he does get the hookshot off first. Boom, finally with the Rolling Thunder right on top of Devi, and now mid one in the vicinity. Spirit Vessel applied. That's going to be the death of the Viper. 2-for-1 start in favor of MOUZ. And Schofield looks to be ticking away ever so slowly to that Spirit Vessel. Mid one, getting a nice Searing Chains onto the Centaur. It's like the Spirit Breaker did live, just barely.
Did he just kill 2 Doms?
That's a lot of gold.
He just killed 2 Doms. What a...
Remnant now. No Stampede for Whisper at half HP already. Now the Fatal Bond, something to worry about. Yuma, though, back in action.
I think this might break things up now. But what a great win for MOUZ. That was a huge victory. This was a 4v5 the whole time. Dragon Knight was farming Triangle. So you're keeping all the enemy heroes busy while Crystallis is farming up a Storm. That was like a 2k swing, even though you just got 1 more kill than the enemy team, I think. And now they might even get KJ on the way out.
Side his own cogs, gets off the hook shot, hitting 2, but the homing missile eventually finds its target. So that'll be the death of him. And MOUZ keeping on the pressure despite having the number disadvantage.
This is such a strong timing for Ember, so I really like that they're forcing it and using their Warlock as well. I think these 2 heroes go exceptionally well hand in hand, and it's even better now that Ember has Chain Gang than in the past. If you chain up a couple of heroes, it sets up Fatal Bonds, it sets up a Golem that gets to hit twice. The damage is quite overwhelming. The side of Heroic to deal with. There's like some cool little things here that you might not think about too much, but Fatal Bonds plus Call Down and Flak Cannon is actually a lot of damage as a support duo. The Pango is going to do random AoE damage. They've definitely, it's something that's been pretty clear in MOUZ's lineups. They're always drafting something that's powerful with Fatal Bonds, and I mean, they should, because they're picking Warlock every game. So, better enable it. There's so much AoE damage.
I mean, that feels like a form of punishment to make you play Warlock every game.
Yeah, I was talking to Slex in the green room about it, and he was like, it sounds lovely. Yeah. He likes Warlock a lot.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But yeah, when you look at it, all 5 heroes on the Radiant actually use Fatal Bonds quite well, even. Flak Call Down, then DK with the Breathe Fire and the Cleave, Pango, Slide of Fist.
Yeah, you'd be hard-pressed to find a better lineup with spread attack damage like they have.
Like the most iconic duo with Warlock as far as supports go for me is Earth Spirit, but it's not being played right now, unfortunately. I miss that hero in Pro Dota. I think it's very entertaining to watch, but Valve have done their absolute hardest to remove him from every playable role at this point. With nerf after nerf. First they nerfed the mid, then they nerfed the 4. And, well, the hero... It has also been played 3 in some games in the past, but generally speaking, when you nerf a hero's potential in mid, the collateral damage is often the secondary core roles, like major overlap.
One day, we'll see him again.
Would love to see him back. I mean, you don't... as far as I'm concerned, the hero doesn't have to be a flex. I think it's okay if he's just mainly functional as a support. I don't mind it.
Mid 1 pressuring the tier 1.
All the other Spirit bros are still in
at
least some
Spirit,
sort of favor.
Not as much.
He's played.
He is.
He's been played, I want to say, a handful of games this
The other
tournament.
2 are the favorite brothers, of course.
Yeah, Storm and Ember just get to be good forever.
Yep.
But
well, mid 1 does end up getting that tier 1, and that's an early Yamich Blink Dagger Gyrocop.
Oh.
Very cool.
I wonder, I think his mindset here is that he is going to try to hound the TA as much as possible, because you're not interested in really blinking. Oh, that is a fast dagger. You know, beating the record by 22 minutes. Perhaps there's a little bit of
easy
sample size issues and roll issues here, but a fun stat nonetheless. I think his main job here is just to mess with TA as much as possible. You don't want to blink on the other 2 cores. You could technically also pressure the clock, so he can't use hookshot.
How fast does Rocket Barrage take off Refraction?
Pretty quickly.
Kaori's dead. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Pain and suffering.
His second punishment this game after playing Warlock.
Lotus Orb is up for Whisper.
Yep.
And he will be going for the blink next. And I'm looking at, I mean, this is a pretty decent Ags game. I mean, I guess we're seeing it pretty much every game if it goes long enough anyway, but with TA and even Viper can be really strong. As Boom.
Keeps making the Rolling Thunder.
Yeah, spots Divide, not able to really capitalize though. We'll try to focus on the creep instead. The charge comes through. Not in time though. Trying to save the Satyr. Schofield, a fan of all creeps. Schofield though, getting chased. And the Stampede's actually going to help him disengage. Another Viper Strike to try to take out the Gyrocopter, but the TP is canceled with the battery assault. As Yuma with the double meld onto mid one. He's going to shrug it off for the most part, has a Spirit Vessel to return some damage.
Uh-oh, Kaori. There's no way he commits for that. Obviously, there's no follow-through, so he's fine. Just going to use him as a transportation device.
You get a bash plus the Nether Strike, maybe?
He needs, like, in order to get the kill there, he needs to charge and connect, ult, and then bash twice in a row.
You think twice?
Yeah, I think so. I think Warlock had 16 one charges.
Gotta believe.
Yeah. You know?
Oh my, they're gonna use Chaotic Offering. Schofield, I think he's fine.
Yeah, this is a guy ODing on Warlock, I think. That's...
I mean, the Spirit Breaker facet that allows you to run really fast. I mean, I guess they just turned this into Roche, so maybe not that big of a deal. It is scouted, though. Heroic definitely want to contest. And Divide is going to go in with that Aghanim Scepter with a Viper Strike as well. That's onto the support Gyro, though. Maybe not the best target, but it's going to force him out anyway. Hookshot onto 2, but the Remnant's out onto the other side. Chrysalis has to stand his ground, trying to take out Divine Llama, despite having that Lotus Orb. Actually, that is enough damage to kill off the DK. And somehow the Viper lived that long, allowing them to get that kill. And, well, the charge will ensure things for Boom's death as well. That's 4 dead for MOUZ. The only member to survive is mid one. So a great defense of Roshan. And now, well, he's at half health, so why not take it yourself?
What a perfect item timing here, and you can see the tip coming out from King Jungles as well. Divide just got the Ags for this fight. Look at his damage done on that Viper. Sick output. He stood in his Nether Toxin the whole time. DK was really struggling to fight back. Yeah, they got this.
Good try from Yamich, but it is not to be. Mid one trying to get some stragglers, but the cogs are going to prove a little bit too hard to contest with.
Yamich is fast.
Yeah, but the dive in from Divide with that Aghanim Scepter. Schofield does drop. It's going to be the trade, though. So Yuma now with the Aegis and Heroic in a pretty damn good spot.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell if he misclicked the Viper Strike on the gyro. I mean, it is hard here.
We're going to see the replay.
Let's see.
This nosedive in,
I guess he doesn't see him here. Yeah.
I mean, the amount of work he has done already, and the fight isn't even close to over. Now he's just going to stand in his puddle here, and Crystalis is trying his...
I cannot believe how tanky he is.
He just can't hit. Getting chain stunned as well by the Centaur and Spirit Breaker. And yeah, we're seeing a significant gap now between the two carries. 4K lead in that department. Basically, the entire net worth lead is on Yuma this game. Now they get the Tormentor as well. We'll go the way of Schofield. It's one of the most boring shards in the game. It's good, but it's not particularly interesting. Just gives you more move speed on charge.
No, it's good.
But it is a feels good shard. It's one of those you're very happy to get as a support, unlike, say, we've talked this to death at this point, like Pugna, right? There's like there's a subset of heroes that you pick that are good in Pro Dota, but just don't get a lot out of the Tormentor. Spirit Breaker, not one of them. 100 move speed on charge is very nice.
Indubitably.
Here goes the tower.
Yeah, look at that.
There he goes. Surprised he hasn't bought a Windlace after the drum. I think Spirit Breaker is one of those heroes where you should have a Windlace in your inventory at all times until you're 6 slotted, more or less. Because like everything about your hero just scales with it. But anyway.
It looks like you're wrong somehow.
It's also entirely possible that he finished the drum and just forgot. Like, it's not necessarily.
Oh boy, hoof stomp
Instant
initiation. And the
punish.
right clicks of Yuma are more than enough.
That was so fast. You could see Boom rolling his eyes there. Got caught immediately. They had his number.
Yeah, he has the roll up, but
Or his eyes,
uses
you
it
mean?
towards the tail end. Yeah, no doubt that is the thing now. 74% Dota plus win probability for Heroic.
It's,
Showing up in game 2. They just need a little warm-up session.
maybe they're just night owls, which I can very much relate to.
Yeah, I love getting a text from you at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Perfectly normal.
Did they wake you up?
No,
Okay, then it doesn't matter. Then you didn't even need to draw attention to it.
I liked it. I enjoyed it.
You woke up and you were like, okay.
Oh, how
this
nice I
explains
get
it.
to read a message from Synderen from, 4 hours ago.
Ah, that's not true. Let's not exaggerate here. It was 6 hours. Oh, well, if you woke up early, yeah.
I did wake up early.
I see, yeah.
Damage getting
Devi
charged. Devi with
is-
the dive.
Goodbye.
And he'll leave it for Schofield, although I guess the damage over time was enough from Devi anyway. And now they find an Ember Spirit. Not able to get the stun lock connection that they wanted. Hookshot is down as mid one now on the retreat, but the charge onto Kaori. Searing Chains nicely done from mid one. Another strike is available. Actually using the Chaotic Offering, Yuma, he actually gets stuck next to Crystallis with the Dragon Tail, so this could be life number 1 for him. Down the drain really fast, that is the case. And now the Stampede, as they try to get a little bit more aggressive on the Heroic side, although Whisper now on the run, Lotus Orb applied to him, but that's enough damage. That is a dead Centaur. Very big deal. And they buy back onto the Spear Breaker as
Another
well.
fatal
Damage
launch.
coming in really deep. The dive onto the other side,
Oh,
but now
beautiful.
Heroic just trying to run away. Yuma with the BKB has to try to fight this way out. BKB is running out now. Schofield finally connects onto the Ember Spirit. There is a damage rune available as Divide taken out by Chrysalis with that BKB. Blinks to the other side. Schofield is spotted and killed. In the end, 4 dead for Heroic.
That was a 5.
And a buyback coming out from the Spirit Breaker, so that is 5.
6-for-0 fight. They killed 5 heroes, an Aegis, and a dieback.
I don't know how.
It was 7-for-0.
That was pretty crazy. I mean, they essentially
No, 6.
wasted
Let's not get it
the
wrong.
Aegis there.
Don't get it twisted, Shannon. That was a 6-for-0. Okay, don't exaggerate. They only stomped the fight. They didn't Omega Uber stomp. Well, actually, they kind of did.
Yeah.
5K swing in the blink of an eye, and I mean, what a setup, right? They get 2
Oh, yeah.
full fatal bonds off. The fight is that long, and in both of them, there's so much residual damage. That's the beauty of Warlock in this game, like we talked about. Everybody plays into fatal bonds so well, and Heroic, you got to be careful with your positioning when you enter these fights. If you're too clumped up or a bit, you don't want to be too clumped up, but you also don't want to be too fragmented. The way this all started, you're going to see in the replay here, it's looking a bit promising, but you're missing Viper. He's all the way off to the top left if you look at the minimap, so he's arriving late. And I feel like this was a similar criticism the panel had after game 1, that Devi just isn't quite there. You want Viper in the epicenter of the fight from the beginning. You want him to just jump in, use nosedive, and tank damage.
Yeah.
Instead, he's arriving now, but the fight is already... They're already on the back foot, and then another beautiful 3-man fatal bonds into 3-man chains. The cleanup crew arriving.
Come back to live. A good hook shot to try to counteract this initiation from Chrysalis. It's going to cost KJ his life. Ends up being a 1-for-1 for supports. Heroic.
Look like they want to chase. This could backfire really hard if they get spotted out. There's still a Rolling Thunder.
Yeah, not a whole lot of mana on the Ember Spirit right now. The Rolling Thunder from Boom. They get the connection onto the Spirit Breaker. So both supports dead for the time being on the Heroic side.
I think they're... I don't know. I think there's no way in hell you force high ground there. But they did with at least only their Spirit Breaker, so maybe using him to fish for info. And, well, the bait has been killed. Okay,
Yeah,
Ori
I mean, that last fight was pretty pivotal. Heroic were in the driver's seat, and you talked about Devi not showing up in a timely fashion. We just see the Viper strike here. Should lead to a kill onto KJ, or T-Gamage rather. But I think the bigger, I mean, the top net worth hero in the game, 8-0 Yuma. Blinks in, Aegis is gone immediately. He doesn't even fight.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's fighting together in that engagement for Heroic at all. And now, in terms of net worth, the game is even. I mean, Which team would you rather be at this stage of the game, 27 minutes in? Oh, now you can answer it.
I'd rather be Radiant.
Yuma gets destroyed. Oh my goodness. His first death of the game, and it's a costly one. Devi attempting to run away. The Shivas will clip him. Nice searing chains onto both with the shield crash to follow. And now Crystal is coming in to finish the job. Double kill for the DK. Attempted TP, looks to be fine.
Wait, what just happened? Why did they get caught at the top tier 2 with 2 heroes while the rest of the heroes were all over the map? That seemed crazy to me. Am I missing, did I just miss a detail there? Like Yuma starts hitting the tower while they're showing Centaur, or at the very least he hits the bottom half, so is the Spirit Breaker. I get that Gyro's dead, but you can't just assume that MOUZ aren't going to try to defend that tower at all. It was almost like they were playing a bluff and pretending they had all the heroes there, but MOUZ just didn't take it, just went immediately. Huh. Wonder if we have a replay of that one as well. Hang on, Schofield.
Yeah.
It's 28 minutes, so of course he'll be here.
Yes, and
to
he's
die.
dead to the slight. Mid one, and Boom securing the shrine of heroics. Things are just falling apart.
Yeah, I was going to
Heroic.
say the exact same thing.
Nothing has gone right in the last couple minutes.
Because it's like the team fight that they just lost is one. Oh no.
Devi gets caught off now. Rolling Thunder is there. Easy pick off for MOUZ.
They're bleeding out, Shannon. They need to stop now. This is.
I feel like it would just group up 5-man. Everybody's isolated.
Is this just a curse that Heroic has today, that there has to be 5 minutes of each game where everything just goes to shit? And in game 1 it was the first 5, and in this one it's 25 to 30.
Yeah, pick your 5.
Because like they've just lost 12k gold in 2 minutes with every advantage that they needed, and it's too just bad macro, right? They're just not playing as a unit with their advantage. They lose the Aegis to not being tight with Viper. Then they go and push this top tower later without backup. We're going to see the replays. Look at the map placement. Centaur and Spirit Breaker are way off to the right. This is a 3v4, and you're hitting the tower. You don't have Aegis. You just get jumped and killed.
Yeah.
That. Oh. Not pretty.
To see mid one.
He's pretty
Got the
tanky
stun
here.
lock. Do they have the
have the
damage?
Orchid.
The bash comes in as well. And yeah, that's true. The Orchid on Centaur. That's cool.
Yeah, well, if you're playing an offlaner mid, you can at least pretend to be a mid by buying mid item.
I mean,
honestly, I kind of fuck with his inventory, though. It looks cool.
It looks really cool.
It's like, it's one of those guess the hero inventories.
Other
Like,
than
who buys these items? You know?
I'm a huge Centaur lover, as you know. It's my favorite here. I will have to hold that thought. Hook shot, initiation, chaotic offering to follow though. Trying to put everything onto Boom, but it looks like he's fine.
Oh
As Yuma
my
actually
God,
taking the
that did
damage.
so
Double
much
kill for
damage.
mid one. It's already a disastrous fight for Heroic. He tries to meld away, and he'll be dead instead. Into base he goes, and this game has just spiraled out of control. MOUZ dominating.
I was just going to say, I wonder how much damage Fatal Bonds is doing. It's their second highest damage source in this fight is Warlock. The types of fights they're getting, really, really good for the Warlock. And now, yeah, Schofield's...
Well, it's worth a shot if you can.
He can't get in there in any way. He has nothing to charge onto, so... Mid one, sure, he has to buy back, but he gets an item upgrade. He gets the the Aegis. We're going to see the replay here. So this initiation...
So long to kill Boom.
Instant counterplay from Kaori. They're beautiful 3-man golem, Fatal Bonds into the upheaval. They're just getting cooked.
Pretty absurd. And now the high ground attempt. Now that Aegis is on mid one. So tier 3 will easily be taken out. 20 seconds for Yuma to come back. Do they push the envelope? It looks like no. Okay, I'm going to ask you this question. First, I'm going to make a statement, of course.
Okay.
I love Centaur, my favorite hero of all time. Do you think anybody would be playing him mid if Thompson didn't do it on stream?
No.
Okay, now answer question number 2. Do you think it serves any actual purpose? Like, it's literally just... like, Centaur's a good hero, don't get me wrong.
Wait, are we flaming Thompson here? Like, what's going on?
No, I love... Thompson's stream's amazing because he just plays whatever the hell he wants. He just wants to have fun. Doesn't mean it's necessarily good in pro game. Like, I don't understand what Centaur offers your lineup that a regular offlaner wouldn't in a normal game, right? Maybe it's because they picked the Viper as, well, that is quite a bit of damage.
Down.
That's life number 1.
Holy, he's so far away from everyone.
Does he have a Remnant up? No. He actually goes back in, okay. Remnants are very slow, actually dodges the dive, and now mid one has the reinforcements, but he gets brought back in and taken out. So that's a really big kill for Heroic.
What is going on with the macro in this game? It's just like, all of his teammates are like 5,000 range away.
Yeah, this will be the death of
Oh boy, okay. Well, that's one way to use Aegis. Remember, it's a dieback. You know you have 80 seconds here.
True.
MOUZ, a little bit of a slip up here, could be punished quite heavily from Heroic. You have a lineup that can hit towers and high ground, of course, with the TA, and you know you have this good conditions, but maybe the resources in center are a bit of a problem. Well, to answer your question, I think swapping I think when you pick Centaur, you shouldn't pick it with the intent of putting it mid. I think it's like it's a luxury now that it's better playable, so that if your offlane matchup is really bad, or if you see a genius last pick that you can put offlane to win the game, I think it's nice that he has that additional quality.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I agree. I don't think forcing Centaur mid accomplishes much.
You put him mid and he's just there, right? It's not like he's thriving necessarily.
Right. He'll do fine. Go Scepter blocking all the damage, but not this damage.
Yeah, that one hurts.
I think the Viper mid thing is also, or rather the Caustic Bath is also largely popularized by Thompson, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, it also started taking off when he started running it a bit. So this guy,
so funny.
It's something that I've always found quite fascinating about Dota, is how heavily influenced it is by trends. That you can have the same patch for, let's say you have a patch for 3 months where nothing has changed, not even a letter patch. And given enough time, something that was bad in week 1 becomes like a top tier pick in week 8. And it's just because somebody gets some idea or some other development happens in the meta and the hero just gets so much stronger. Like the way in which Viper is being utilized in this tournament was also possible 3 months ago, but nobody played it like that, you know?
Yeah.
It's just, you just need the right idea. And we've seen games where this Caustic Bath has looked incredible. But I will say it's been like, I don't know. It's been pretty hit or miss. Like, we haven't had like okay-ish.
Yeah, I think that's
like either it looks
fair.
insane or it looks meh.
Yep, there's a Stampede. Whisper looking for Kaori. They get the vision.
He sees him.
Charge.
He is dead.
He is very dead. He's going to have to think about what he's going to pick next game. Will be Warlock. Chrysalis actually shows up, though, gets the Dragon Tail onto Devi and the follow-up. So that trade is something that MOUZ will take every single time. Now MOUZ with an 8K lead.
Yeah, back in control.
Tormentor is up, but
A bit surprised they didn't just go for it, but I guess they don't want to lose their overall pressure right now.
I mean, Yamich, that shard's pretty damn good for this game, if you can get it. The homing missile rocket barrage, especially against TA.
Yeah, it's decent. It's one of those feel-good ones as well. I don't think it's like necessarily crazy.
No, I would say generally it's fine. Yeah. I think, isn't it this game against TA? Isn't it just?
It makes it extra good, yeah. Obviously the old against old refraction, it was godly.
Yeah.
Against new one, realistically speaking, you're probably removing like 1 to 2 refractions in the travel time. It's still nice. Okay.
Goodbye.
Ow.
Goodbye.
Ow.
50 seconds of no KJ. They force out the fort as well.
Kaori is very far away from this, though, so if a fight were to break out, they do not have Warlock. Crystal is level 26, though. He's a beast.
Oh, Schofield wanted to fight.
Oh, nice.
Nigma with the BKB. Good initiation. That's a lot of damage. Now onto the DK. Chrysalis is dead. That is a huge one for Heroic. They lose 1 support to add to KJ being down at the beginning, and that's going to be a successful defense. Gem is dropped to the deck as well. Hoof Stomp with the Orchid on top. Whisper. Mid one. He's dead as well.
Shannon, I'm sorry to sound like a broken record, but
Macro!
Again, you could have waited 20 seconds and had your big team fighter there with absolutely everything. I wouldn't even mind if Kaori would just smoke there, if that's what it takes. Like, just get to your team. They had their own outpost. I think he must have TP'd, right? It's on 40-second cooldown, so he must have used it. If you want to siege high ground there, I'm on board with it, but just take it easy. Get your Warlock there first instead of giving this moment of opportunity over to Heroic. Honestly, this mid game here seems like both teams are just playing very, very loose. This stomp, though, beautiful from Whisper. Probably not something that MOUZ were expecting to even be a possibility, but he somehow finds a 3-man there. Of course, courtesy of being mid-Centaur, it might have done like 10 more damage than if he were offlane, so really big difference there.
Well, yeah. It is an offlane player playing the mid lane.
If you hit those, you just, you know.
Okay, well, with that, the net worth lead is even.
I mean, they just dropped the whole lead, and again, it was at their own initiative. I credit to Heroic for really good spell casting, but in reality, that was MOUZ just overplaying their hand clearly in that fight. Perhaps not recognizing just how integral Warlock has been to the win. Like, maybe they were like, we can still fight them. Kaori has been doing work in these fights, and not having him there is just an invitation to Heroic to try to jump them in the base.
Yeah, and now some big ticket items have come to be. Whisper has
4 Pyrrhic Cloaks.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Wow.
That is quite a bit. Schofield gonna cancel that charge. But yeah, Workhorse is online.
Yep.
So they have a save if Yuma gets put in a precarious spot. Also has the Swift Blink on Yuma. I wonder what his next item is going to be. It's got to be like a big, big, big damage item. Has the Daedalus. I mean, what else can you go? Satanic? What do you go for final item on TA?
Trying to think in this game what's best. I don't know how impactful Satanic is going to be here, but I don't see anything better immediately off the top of my head, so Rapier, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
Probably. I would rather see a Rapier than a Satanic, I think. This time around, no messing about from both teams, playing way tighter. The only hero away from the fight is Spirit Breaker, but he's obviously very quick at connecting. Gonna charge onto mid one. Should be canceling it just about now. Pretty well. Yeah. Now we're playing 5v5 late game setup here. So for the side of Heroic, the dream fight is to kill Warlock before he gets anything off. That is, I think, the best possible thing that can happen. Would you look at that?
That's good to see.
We've been on both ends of this scale. If you look at the graph has been a little bit all over the place.
The throws have canceled each other out. You love to see it. Damage rune, though, for mid one. Not sure if Heroic want to fight into that. Get the trap silence. And he'll clean up a creep. So third Roche now up. This next fight could decide the game because it leads into the third Roche. Rolling Thunder onto the clock, work with the call down as well. Whisper using the Workhorse. Get the stun off of the BKB from the DK, trying to fight his way out of this, but he is broken by the Viper Strike. That is so much right-click damage, though, from Chrysalis. He's destroying everybody. 3 dead for Heroic, and now they are on the run. Yules keeps Schofield in place. Double kill for mid one. My goodness, they shredded them.
Shout out to my homie Ice Frog for inventing Satanic, the best item of all time.
He did 9,000 damage in that fight alone.
I wonder how much healing he did. If you could look at, I mean, if that was showing on this recap, I feel like he healed 5,000. Like,
yeah, and now they're just gonna go for the throne. I can't blame him. Like, that's 70 seconds of no TA, 60 seconds of no Centaur, no buybacks to come either. This is the final buyback at the moment for the Vipers. The tier 4s rather, fortified. They're gone. Ancient completely exposed. Divide trying to defend, but he just gets insta-gibbed, and that might just do it. One last-ditch effort from KJ to delay this, but it's not going to be enough as he's going to be taken out in tow, and the Ancient will explode, so MOUZ will 2-0 Heroic, sending them home. Whew, that ended the moment it said 50-50.